The stingers missed him by inches. Lieutenant Mason Hayes dubbed behind a shattered chunk of metal plating as the alien swarm buzzed overhead. He had been separated from his unit on Titan 7 after a failed recon op. What started as a routine scan turned into a death trap the moment they'd stumbled into her territory. The Hive Queen. No one had seen her and lived to describe her, but soldiers whispered about a massive Xanthari drone leader genetically evolved and biologically sovereign who turned entire colonies into breeding grounds for her swarm. And now she wanted a human. Mason barely had time to reload before the ground beneath him cracked open. A searing light blinded him. Then nothing. He awoke to warmth. Wet, pulsing warmth. The walls shimmered with bioluminescence, honeycomb-shaped and organic. The air was thick with pheromones, sickly sweet, laced with a strange allure that tugged at his senses. He tried to move. His limbs responded slowly, as if something soft and sticky held him in place. He looked down. Webbed in golden resin, restrained but not harmed. And then he saw her. The Hive Queen, twice his size. Her chitinous form was radiant, translucent wings folded behind a muscular thorax, long segmented limbs tipped with talons, and 6 glowing eyes that fixed on him with curiosity. No more than that. Possession. You are different. She spoke not in sound, but directly into his mind. Mason clenched his jaw. Let me go. The Queen moved closer, her antennae brushing his chest. Your DNA sings with potential, adaptability, strength, chaos. Humanity thrives in war and love alike. My swarm needs evolution. I'm not your science experiment, Mason spat. You are. Chosen, she said, mandibles parting in what he assumed was a smile. You will see the next generation. The Hive shall ascend. At first, Mason resisted. Every hour, every day. But time blurred in the Hive. He was fed, healed, bathed in strange light and alien chemicals. His body adapted. His mind fought, but a part of it, buried deep, was curious. Why him? Humans were unpredictable, violent, emotional, but it made them powerful. His own squad had taken down armored mechs with scrap metal and gumption. Humanity didn't always win by strength, but by will. And the Queen wanted that will to spread into her swarm. He learned more than he wanted to about Hive genetics, the chemical language of pheromones, the biological computing systems running through the Hive's architecture. The Queen wasn't just a creature. She was a civilization. And she had picked him to change its future. I won't help you invade Earth, Mason growled one day, refusing the nutrient sack offered to him. I have no interest in Earth, she replied. I want freedom from the greater Hive, those who birthed me and chained me. You, human, are my rebellion. He blinked. You single quotes read. A queen on the run. A heretic, she said with pride. Suddenly, things shifted. Mason wasn't a prisoner anymore. He was an ally, maybe the only one she had. He began to explore the Hive freely. The workers did not fear him. The drones bowed their heads as he passed. Children of the Queen larvae, pulsing and growing, carried traces of his genetic code. But it wasn't just biology. His ideas, thoughts, stories began to spread. One drone learned to paint. Another challenged the command, showed independence. Hive was changing. Because of him, months passed. When a Xanthari warship finally located the rogue Hive, they expected a broken splinter cell to exterminate. Instead, they met resistance. Thousands of drones, unified yet individual, fought not with blind obedience, but strategy. Human tactics embedded in insectal minds. Unpredictable flanks, feigned retreats. Guerrilla strikes from aerial corridors no one knew existed. Mason stood beside the Queen on a ridge overlooking the battlefield. She was wounded, but her eyes glowed. You gave them more than seed, Mason Hayes, she said. You gave them spirit. He didn't respond. He was watching the war, and it was beautiful. When the dust settled, the warship lay in pieces. The Hive had won. The Queen turned to him. You've made my kind dangerous, free, and dangerous. And now what? Mason asked, still not sure if he was a hero, traitor, or just a very confused man far from home. Now we build, she said. A new hive, not ruled by instinct, but choice. You looked around at the shifting architecture, at drones carving structures inspired by human cities, at tiny larvae being taught art and mathematics by adults. He nodded. Maybe. Just maybe humanity hadn't lost him. Maybe he'd exported humanity. HFY moment. The galactic empires would one day wonder how the Xanthari Hive evolved overnight from docile, hive-minded drones into intelligent, emotional, creative warriors. They wouldn't know it started with one human dot and a queen who dared to love something alien,